Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, Wow Wednesday with Solex again every week for what is this, 2.5 years now? Isn't that so exciting? This is my favorite time of the week. Like I was sharing, I would much rather be outside in the sun doing yard work, but I can't miss this call because we learn new things every single week. Many times I'm crying because I cannot believe the testimonies that people share with us and the way that we are empowered in our own homes, but also sharing with other people to empower them, saving them so much time, money, and stress. And I cannot think of a greater gift that we have for humanity. So I'm so grateful for Solex. We talk about everything Solex because Solex has a lot of amazing things, but the scanner is really the foundation of our company and the heart of our company because it empowers people so much. I just want to remind you, we don't make any claims here. We do have phenomenal stories, but that's because we have information technology. With information, you make better choices and you get better results. Without information, you're just kind of shooting in the dark, right? So information technology is the most powerful asset anyone could ask for. So I'm going to open this up, but I just want to welcome our beautiful Marianne Node from Vancouver Island. I just love it when you help me host this call. You have so much passion for people and the way that you share AO Scan with complete strangers and give them an experience right now, and it changes their lives. And so that just lights my fire. So go ahead and open us up, Marianne.
Okay, well, I learned from somebody who's pretty special, and her name is Dr. Sheila. So, I just imitate and do what she says and does. And I just want to welcome everybody for getting on the call tonight. All our Solex family and also all the guests who may view this later on. We're so happy you're here and we're excited. And thank you for the ones that make a point of having the courage to come on and share your stories because they truly are life-changing like Sheila was saying. Anyways, away we go.
Yeah,
Do we
just
have a story?
unmute yourself and start sharing. Heidi, you look awfully excited. Do you have something to share? Oh, we can't hear you. Check your.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, is she going to? Did she say she's going to put it in the chat? Maybe. I thought.
Oh, her sound isn't working for some reason. Her face is just glow. It's just lit up though, so she's got something exciting. Does
Oh
someone
dear.
want to share while Heidi's typing?
Sure, I'll share something. I haven't shared for a while. I missed the
Fantastic.
call last week, and but I did listen to the recording. It was exciting. So right now we're going through the full moon, right? And it is a phenomenon. The full moon does affect people's moods, and so the full moon was on the 12th. So people started getting hold of me saying, my husband, my kids, my cat, my dog, my whatever, could you run a scan? And so, I don't know if any of you have ever tried this. It's just a heads up. I'm sure most of you know about this, our Solex family. But, when you go to Cephi and then you go to AO Tune, there's planetary frequencies and then planetary chakra frequencies. And you can go in there and, start running it on yourself or your family or whatever, and just kind of smooth out those emotions that can kind of come with the full moon. So I actually did that on myself. I felt kind of agitated, and then my daughter was a little bit off, and then and there were some other people, I won't say who, but anyways, I just thought I'd give you that kind of a cool little idea. And there's lots of amazing things in the AO tune that you really need to get in there and have a look at, you guys. I was doing some training last week with some QLAs had been with us for a while and they had not even, really explored it yet. So get in there and have a look around. It's beautiful. Everything in there is so beautiful. Anyways, that's my story. Who's next?
I love that. And actually, I've been with Solex, it'll be 3 years next month. And I just can't even believe it because I'm still as excited today or more excited than I was back then. It just keeps building. But I kept things so simple, and I'm really busy. I don't take a lot of time for self-care, and I know that that's one of our biggest problems, but I've made it a daily habit now. After I do my easy scan, is I go into Cephi and all those different categories that you can now scan
Yeah.
and see what you need. AO Tunes is my first one. I love
Oh,
the tuning forks. They're so powerful. And I didn't think to do the planetary because I too have been feeling a bit moody, which isn't normal for me. That's just not my normal. And I wasn't sure what's going on, but now I'm going to go try that.
yeah, we got to share these ideas, and
Yes.
yeah, because I think you and I both used tuning forks in our clinics, right? So now everybody can. It's just amazing what we get with these scans. Amazing.
Yeah. And I love that you can scan and find out what do I need right now instead of guessing. That is powerful.
Mhm.
Heidi said, sound not working. I'm finished with school, ready to devote full time to AO scan adventures. My app hasn't been working, and my login is the online website is not being recognized, including the password reminder. The last time it worked was in January. Heidi, we need to connect after the call. I'm not really sure. Okay, I don't know who your upline is, but I'll help you get this sorted. It may be tomorrow during business hours when we call customer support. Okay, will you message me on Facebook? Okay, okay, great. I'm really sorry that that's happened.
I might just hop in here, you guys, and just quickly say that today has been a very crazy technology day. We have some geomagnetic solar storms coming in that are knocking the crap out of our technology. So it could be that even tomorrow you might get a different result, or even later. So, just keep that in mind because I had to start and restart my computer just to get going with this call today. So.
Oh,
Anyway,
goodness.
so I'd throw that in.
All right, we will get you back online, Heidi. Anyone else? What have you got for us this week? Melissa and Jason Caplet.
Hello, hello. Melissa wants me
Hello.
to share my man cold experience with you guys.
Excellent.
So yeah, last week I started to come down with a sore throat, and you know, I know that's the onset right away. That once that starts, I'm about a good 2 weeks of man cold where it just sucks, and started running Cephis right away for sore throat first of all, and then runny nose, and
Just immune support. I
immune
think just
support. I was just rotating them I had it running continuously, and every so often I'm like, oh yeah, that's not bothering anymore. Come over, switch it up. And busy doing our day-to-day work. And honestly, this is probably one of the first times that I can remember that I know I had a cold, but it never actually came really on. I got an odd cough here and there now, but it's just like it's almost like a phlegmy throat kind of thing. But yeah, it's been amazing, wild. Part of me is like, let it happen so I can detox from it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't have time for this right now. I can't let this happen right now. So yeah, like it's just been incredible. Everything
Yeah,
from stuffed up to runny nose, just change up the frequencies, gone in minutes. So
I love
and then
that.
it was only a couple of days later that, of course, I start getting the same symptoms. So I just ran virus detox while I slept. And because I had a sore throat when I went to bed, turned on virus detox and went to bed. And the next morning I was completely fine. So um, don't forget about your Cephis because I tell you, they're game changers. And we
Yeah.
understand that our body does need to detox time to time, but throwing those detox frequencies on um, and just getting a good night's sleep, drinking your water.
it would be
Absolutely.
easier. It would definitely be easier if there was one frequency for man cold, then I'd be set.
Maybe Sheila, you can
So
talk to Lauren about that. You can put
Yeah.
that on.
yeah. Well, you know what? I love that you guys brought these things up though, because some people really try to overcomplicate. They're like, I need a playlist for this. I need a playlist for that. Well, why don't you just go find that symptom because we have every single symptom in the scanner. And just when you play that one symptom, it helps the body to move through the cycle. See, it's not magic. All you're doing is you're helping the body to move through the cycle faster. And it keeps you from getting, without the support, you're going to go through that cycle with a lot of noticeable expressions. But when you've got frequencies that you're feeding the body, it minimizes the effects of the cycle. You're still going through the cycle. It just isn't going to be as big because you've got all that support. So I love that you brought that up, how simple it can be. Just go find that symptom and broadcast that. And like you were saying, when we get sick, we know that that's the body's need to purge. But we're doing that with the virus DT, that is detox. It's helping the body through that detox. It's just going to be gentler than without the support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And actually, just to add what you were just saying, Dr. Sheila, I had a QLA over a couple of days ago, who's also a client of ours. And I was just giving her a couple of minutes to figure out how to build a playlist. And she says, I need a playlist for headaches. And I said, well, what kind of headaches? Right. And she says, well, it's barometric pressure headaches. I said, well, rather than creating a playlist and going through all of the different categories and building a playlist, let's just go to homeopathics and put the symptom in, and so I just told her, just search headaches, but then all of the different kinds of headaches will come up. I said, so you don't need to create a playlist. Now you're just going to select your migraine, or not your migraines, but your barometric pressure headaches, and then play it, rather than fumbling for a playlist. So it's super simple. Sometimes we do overcomplicate everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that you said that. And in the homeopathic, so it'll bring up a bunch of different remedies that are good for headaches, but you can also scan and which one do I need? Because if you and I have a headache, we might have two different remedies. So the scanner knows which one we need. Isn't that amazing? We don't have to be rocket scientists. We don't have to go back to school. It's so easy.
Mm-hmm. Melissa's on this all the time, every day. Like, I swear she's on it focused on this more than our regular business. But I always go to the homeopathics. I'm not as familiar as she is. So I always go to the homeopathics, go to search, type in what my symptom is, and wait to see what pops up. I don't even check anywhere else, because to me, that's the be all end all. It's this place to start at least.
Yeah.
And if I can't find it there, then I'll start searching through the other Cephis. But that's where I go to every time, first of all.
Oh, I love that. Excellent.
And he's imprinting. Imprinting is water.
Yeah, great. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing all that. That's golden. Golden. Oh, Karen?
Hi.
Hello, you're glowing.
Thank you. I feel glowing too. I just wanted to share that about 3 weeks ago, I had maybe something similar to Jason, and my throat started to get a little icky. And I put my 660 band on my neck. The next morning, my friend who takes my dog out every day called and said, I'm not coming today because I've got mucus in my throat. I don't feel very good. I could have asked him to come over and put the band on his throat, but perhaps it was beyond that at that point. But I don't think I had it on more than half an hour, and I was completely symptom free. No playlists, no nothing, just the red light band.
Wow, that's amazing. That thing is amazing.
It is. Headaches go here, and
Yep.
Bad knee. Yeah, all of it. This is golden.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to share something you just brought to my mind. So I'm confessing right now, I've been really bad about doing my AO core. I've been horrible. I'm in a weird place right now. I'm not consistent with my supplements, and I can tell a big difference because the youth, I've got lots of injuries, and they aren't always very happy. Sometimes they get angry, and as much as I try to stay young forever, I am aging, and I had to do a 10-hour day of yard work last week, and my body hurt so bad. I mean, I hurt. I got on that mat because I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep with that kind of pain. Got on the mat, I have another injury in the ankle that I broke years ago. I sprayed that with the AO Relief and put the red light band around my ankle, and I laid on the mat for an hour. And I'm telling you, I went to bed pain free. I'm so grateful to have these kind of tools in my home because that would not have been a very nice night otherwise, nor in the
I'm
next morning.
That is fantastic, Sheila. I'm going to just add real quickly while we're on the bracelet that one of it was a customer and her red band arrived, her red light bracelet arrived, and plus some other stuff. And I was just kind of coaching her a little bit on how to start in some of the supplements. And she'd been to the dentist and she had quite a sore jaw and the freezing was coming out. And I said, put that on your jaw. She sent me a message the next day. She said the pain went away. She said she could tell there'd been work done on her on that one tooth, but no pain. It was wild. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Wow, that's
Love it.
amazing.
Yeah. Love what that bracelet does.
Me too. And I can't wait to get my mask. I just got my mask ordered today. They are still in stock if you haven't ordered yours yet. Don't forget about your
Sheila, I was
30%.
going to say, let's remind everybody to take before pictures before they start using the mask.
Great
Before,
idea.
because you're going to see like your the after pictures a month, 2 months, 3 months. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you reminded me because I need to do that. All right, anyone else? We still have, what, 13 minutes? We want to hear from you. You can just unmute yourself and start sharing.
Yeah, I want to tell something.
Baloo, 2 o'clock in the
Hi.
morning.
Yeah, I had somebody I knew from Facebook, and she just a couple of weeks ago she bought a horse that was crippled just to give him a good home. And then they told her he would be very wild in the trailer. So I sent a nice list, and he went in the trailer all himself, and
Oh,
all went so good. So that was great. And then also they told he couldn't go in the meadow with mares, but he's doing great. He's such a nice guy. He's only 9 years old, and he's
aw.
walking good now because out of the scan there came something with his teeth. So they cleaned up his teeth, and so yeah, he's walking and running. It's so great.
That's amazing. Good for you guys helping to
Yeah,
support that little guy. Well, big guy.
yeah, it's a very big horse. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
I didn't.
amazing.
I wanted to see him in person, so I'm here now at the camping in the neighborhood. So it was so great.
That's a
That's
great story.
amazing.
That's a great story.
Yeah,
I
Yay.
worked on a couple of horses down in the US and they weren't doing well. And their owner was absolutely blown away with how the horses came around within a week. A week. I did
yeah,
on them. Yeah, yeah. So then we
yeah. That
continued
goes
on for
so fast.
another week. But yeah, the animals, oh, that's I love hearing about the horse stories. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went on my bike to his meadow, and then it was even if he knew me, it was so fun.
It's like you knew it was you that had helped him.
I hugged him. Yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
Thanks for that
yeah,
story.
yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you, Malou.
I
Trish?
I want to
Hi.
ask a question.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear some stories from those who have the foot bath because I have a 30% coupon now and I'm considering using it for the foot bath.
Oh, I really wish that Patricia was able to get on. She has been selling the foot detox like wildfire, just sharing her own story. And I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I shared her story. We've actually recorded it and it's on our YouTube channel, on our team channel. But she had been in an accident that left her in a lot of pain. And what was it, like 14 years that she suffered with this pain and wasn't even able to put her feet down flat. Um, I may forget some of the details, but her first session with the foot detox, she was able to put her foot flat. And after just a couple of sessions, oh, she also had a cane. She walked with a cane. She couldn't walk on her own. And just within a few sessions, she's cane free and pain free. And it just blew her away. I mean, 14 years that she had been with those ailments from an accident, thinking she was going to have to live that way the rest of her life, kind of losing her life. So she's completely restored her health with it. We have lots of phenomenal testimonies because what happens is our foot detox is not like anything else on the market. It is so different. It's using radio frequency waves up through the body. I don't know if you're familiar with some other type devices that are on the market that have made a lot of claims like sending terahertz up through the body or PEMF. First of all, PEMF, you can't send through the feet and get it up to the brain. That's not how it travels. And terahertz only has like a 12 inch. Our terahertz has 18-inch, but delivery. So those things aren't getting the full body. With the radio frequency waves, we're sending radio frequency waves up in the body. The plate never gets hot, though your ankles will be hot if you have any kind of blockage, whether it's a vascular blockage in the arteries or the veins, or a lymphatic blockage in your dumping waste system, or an energetic block in the meridians. It doesn't matter where it is. When there's blockage and you're using the foot detox, man, I can tell you, I don't even have health problems and my ankles were on fire. But you touch the plate and it's not hot. It's your own body because it's trying to activate stem cells. It's waking up your immune system and trying to bring a degree and a half is all it takes to raise your core temperature to activate the immune system and get stem cells activated. But that energy also can't travel past the blockage. So if you've got energetic blockages or cardiovascular blockages or lymphatic blockages, it's going to stay and it's going to get hot and it's going to be uncomfortable until you push through that. Actually, I want to let Jason share because he gave a really great testimony last week on this.
Trish, just go buy one. You're not going to regret it, first of all. But yeah, what did I tell you last week? What was my story last week?
Well, you were telling people we're just going to push through it. There's no baby on setting one.
Yeah, I start myself and all of our clients that come over, I start them on 12, which is the highest setting. And like every good Canadian, they're not going to complain until it's totally unbearable. So then I'll turn it down one. And then if it's still too high for them, they'll let me know and I'll turn it down again. This is like a lot of our other devices that Trish, you and us use. It's not going to harm anybody. You can't harm anybody with this device. You can only help. And my philosophy is your comfort zone got you into this position that you're in, and your comfort zone is going to keep you there. So if I keep within your comfort zone, you're going to continue to stay sick or paralyzed, minimum, whatever. If I push you outside your comfort zone and make you squirm a little, I'm going to help heal you a heck of a lot quicker than staying within your comfort zone.
Yep.
And we actually just sold one today to one of our clients that we used for the last 2 days with her. She's like, yeah, this makes sense. I need it. My lymphatic system is garbage. And she's seen the value in it right away. And she bought the abdominal detox as well, because I explained to her the benefits of that. Yep. And she gets it. So she sees huge advantages, that stuff that we do with other things that we can't do when she's not close to us.
Yeah. And I don't even recommend people get it without that waistband, because that waistband is delivering PEMF frequencies with infrared heat and massaging the entire abdominal cavity. Every organ in your abdominal cavity is receiving PEMF and infrared and massage, helping to get things moving and cleared out. It helps with detoxification. I just think it's vital. That's another thing that sets our foot detox apart from any other on the market. What was your question, Trish?
I don't remember at the moment, but I do have another one now because of what you said. So the abdominal thing, is it part of the foot detox or is it separate?
They sell the foot detox by itself or with the belt. I just
Okay.
don't sell them without the belt because it's really necessary.
Yeah.
I remember my other question. Do you have to have the AO scan technology to use the foot bath, or is it
No,
independent?
it's
Okay.
independent. It's a one-time purchase.
And how long does a person typically, like Jason and Melissa, when you have your clients come in and that's the first thing you do, how long are you leaving them in that?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. And it's during a consult, so you're not taking extra time. Like you can be sitting there talking about
Okay.
whatever while they're on it. So
Now, I can tell you that there are some people that cannot do 30 minutes. I mean, Jason, I'm right there with you about getting out of the comfort zone, but there are people that are just too fragile, they're too sick, and they can't do 30 minutes. I've had to start people on setting one for 5 minutes, and that will make them sick. So you've got to be pay attention to who you're working with and how they respond. We always say start slow. It's better than because you're not hurting them, but you can make them sick if they're just not able to handle it,
Yeah. No, agree 100%.
I agree, because I had my mom on that on the weekend actually, and we did Jason's approach with the go big or go home, but she's like, my feet are burning, I can't do this. So
And I told her to suck it up.
so we were down to a 4, and even then, but she has lymphatic issues, right? So
Yeah.
I know that we need to do a lot of detoxing on her, and that's why I wanted to introduce this to her. So go slow, and you'll know who you can start high and who you need to start low with.
Right. Yeah. And I'm telling you, this is also one of those things that really should be in every household because like I said, I don't have any known health issues, but something's going on if my ankles are burning up for weeks of doing even setting 4. And I have no idea still what it was, but I continue to push through. You want to continue to do this until that heat is going clear up your body, because if it's not, you've got some kind of blockage somewhere, and blockages lead to disease.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is one of the few devices that actually, Melissa, can create a sweat from.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a sweater. And
wow.
And so the last, I think 4 times I've been able to start at a 12 and end on a 12 with 0 pain. So I finally got through all of that. And now, I can't have much on, and I have to be dressed appropriately where I can like take off a layer. So I'm not fanning people.
Yeah.
It's great. That's all I can say. Yeah. It's really great technology.
It's necessary. And Phil had a comment about anyone with an autoimmune issue has blocked lymphatic systems. So think who tell them what we've got, because this can save them tons of money and it can save their life.
Sheila, question quickly. If they have any metal in their ankle or leg or anything like that, is it okay for them to still use that, or in their back?
So there really isn't a contraindication because we're not heating the body. Like our devices that we're blowing that heat, that could heat the metal, but this isn't heating the body. It's sending radio frequency waves and the body's doing the work. So I've got people that have metal in their ankle that say they're using it just fine. I have people who have metal in their ankle and they're too scared to use it. I don't have an opinion because I don't have metal in my ankle. So I don't think that it's a contraindication.
That was just a question I wanted you to address because a lot of people might be thinking or wondering about that. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
You got to remember it's frequency too, right? So it's not like it's heat.
Right. Yeah.
I know in the instructions it does say to take off all metal and rings and earrings and all of that. And I never knew that, and I never had any issues happen. But I did have a client yesterday that was feeling lots of shocks. So then I wondered maybe if there was, some people are more sensitive. I'm not sure. So that may be something to keep in mind.
Please make sure people are well hydrated before they use this. If you are using this thing dehydrated, that's just not going to be a good time.
And don't bring your knees together.
And don't touch your knees together. Don't put your hands on the pad when your feet are on the pad. Don't put your computer on your lap. Just some basic things that we might not always think about. Yeah, I did put my knees together once, and I've had a computer on my lap. Not a good time.
No.
And guys, I really hate to end this call because this is so much fun, but I know tonight's call is going to be really great with Solex, how you talk about sharing AO scan technology because it can trip people up or they just don't know what to say. So let's get on that call and get some help because we know that people want to be empowered in their own homes. And that is my deepest passion. So I appreciate every single one of you for showing up tonight. Thank you so much. I love seeing your faces, hearing your voices. If we missed your story, please come back next week. We want to hear it. This is just so inspiring for everyone. And if you're watching this replay, please get back to the person that shared Solex with you or AO Scan and let them get you empowered as well. So we will see you all next week. Have an amazing rest of your night.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.